2 gigabytes. Same chip, completely different machines. RAM is the one number that separates an old machine running Windows 98 from one that runs a full AI model on your own desk. And most people have no idea what that number actually gives you. So here's the first myth to clear up. More RAM does not make your computer faster. Picture it as a desk. A bigger desk won't make your hands move any quicker. It just lets you keep more things open at once. Fill the desk, and your computer starts pushing the extra papers into a slow drawer across the room. And that's the moment everything slows to a crawl. Get the number right, and you'll never think about memory again. Get it wrong, and you've either wasted money or you'll fight a slow computer every single day. Now, 2 gigabytes, the smallest desk anyone still uses. Back in the Windows 7 years, this was the first amount that felt truly comfortable. A few tabs, some music, a photo open, and it handled all of it easily. Today, it's the bare minimum. One modern Chrome tab can swallow 300 to 500 megabytes by itself, so a single browser window can eat almost everything you have. You'll still find 2 gigabytes in the cheapest phones and small Linux servers, but on a real computer in 2026, you'll watch progress bars fill more than you'll get anything done. 4 gigabytes, which is where real office work begins. 4 gigabytes is the classic entry-level machine, built for writing, email, spreadsheets, and a dozen browser tabs open beside them. For years, this was called the minimum for a Windows PC, and it still handles documents, light photo edits, and older games perfectly well, as long as you don't push it hard. Windows 11 officially demands exactly 4 gigabytes just to install, which shows how little that really leaves. Fill Chrome with 20 tabs, and it's basically gone. It's ideal for a student writing essays or a child's first laptop. Ask it to edit a video though, and it quietly gives up. 8 gigabytes. Now we're on the everyday internet machine. 8 gigabytes is the amount where the web finally stops fighting you. 20 plus tabs, video streaming, a chat app, and a light game, all without thinking about memory once. It's the most common size in mainstream laptops and the base MacBooks. Apple even insists its 8 gigabytes behaves more like 16 because of the way its system handles memory. People argue about that forever, but a Mac with 8 does feel smoother than a Windows machine with the same. The limit appears when you pile things up. A game, plus 30 tabs, plus music, plus a video call, and the slowdown start. For browsing and everyday work, it's plenty. For creating things, it's the minimum, not the goal. 16 gigabytes. Quick question before we climb higher. How much RAM is in the machine you're watching this on right now? Drop it in the comments. And if this is finally making RAM make sense, tap like. It genuinely helps the channel. Now we hit gaming. 16 gigabytes is the sweet spot. The amount most gamers and creators should actually buy, because it's where price and performance meet. Dozens of tabs, background apps, a chat client, and a demanding game like The Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk 2077 all at once with no trouble. It's also the exact amount inside a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X, which tells you precisely what game studios build for. The trade-off only shows with the heaviest work. Serious 4K editing or 3D will start pushing past it. For nearly everyone else, this is the one to buy in 2026. 32 gigabytes. This is the gamer's dream setup. 32 gigabytes is for the people chasing high frame rates, streaming to Twitch while they play, and running games stuffed with extra add-ons that push memory far past the original. Load something like Microsoft Flight Simulator or a version of Skyrim with hundreds of those add-ons, and memory use can climb past 20 gigabytes on its own. With 32, you can play, record, and stream at the same time. With a browser full of guides open and nothing freezes. It's also enough to keep up with a fast 144 Hz monitor, so the picture stays smooth even when the whole screen is moving. The catch is simply money. It costs clearly more than 16, and most players never use everything they paid for. But if you want a machine you won't have to think about for the next 5 to 7 years, this is it. 64 gigabytes. Now we leave gaming behind and step into the world of 3D. 64 gigabytes is built for architects, animators, and product designers, the people building detailed models, running renders, and spinning huge scenes around in real time. A single complex scene in Blender or a large CAD project can easily eat more than 30 gigabytes. And the moment you add textures, simulations, and a second program open beside it, 32 simply isn't enough. It also lets you keep working on a model while a heavy render runs in the background instead of freezing the machine for hours. This is also roughly where running your own AI models at home becomes realistic, since many need 30 to 50 gigabytes just to load. The honest downside is that for most people, nearly all of this sits unused. You only feel the benefit if your work genuinely, regularly asks for it. 128 gigabytes. This is the professional editor's machine. 128 gigabytes is built for editing 8K video, stacking dozens of video layers, and moving through a 2-hour timeline without a single pause, with instant playback and no waiting for previews to load. At this level, you're not building a computer for fun. You're building it for one job that truly demands this much. Film studios, huge software projects, and the people running the biggest open-source AI models at home, some of which need 70 gigabytes or more just to wake up. Consumer chips can technically reach 128 now, but only on the right motherboard, and the bill climbs into the thousands. For a normal person, you couldn't fill half of it if you tried. 256 gigabytes. And this is where a computer stops being personal at all. 1/4 terabyte of memory belongs in data centers, render farms, and the machines behind the movies you watch, the kind Pixar and the big visual effects studios run. But the real reason this number keeps climbing is something else entirely: artificial intelligence. Some of the heaviest models need 150 gigabytes or more just to load before they write a single word. Running one of those on your own hardware used to be science fiction. Now it's simply a line on a spec sheet.